The last thing is just rigid objects in equilibrium, or I guess it's 9.2 rigid objects in equilibrium, and it's again any other thing in equilibrium. It's just a summation of the torques. Um, Remember torque is force times the lever arm. So it's just a summation of these. Um, I like lever arm, but you can also say radius or distance, same thing. But essentially, let's say we have a 10 Newton force acting at 5 meters. Then that's a 50 positive 50 because it's going counterclockwise. And let's say we have like a 30 Newton force at let's do it to scale. So it's like that's probably around 2. So that means we have a we also have a 60 Newton force going this way. And let's extend this a little further and say that there's a negative 40 Newton force. And I say negative because, again, counterclockwise is negative. Theoretically, you can compute it first and then just multiply a negative 1 onto it. But I'll just denote this force as negative, although, yeah. So let's say that this is at 8, which doesn't look to scale. Let's say it's at 11, because that looks about 2.2 times bigger. So yeah, so negative 40 times 11, which is, I probably shouldn't have done it because it's a little bit weird, but it's just negative 440. So we just plus 60 plus 50 is equal to negative 330, negative 330. But here's the thing. Rigid objects in equilibrium specifically states that the torque must be at 0, such that there is no curvilinear motion or rotational motion, as mentioned before. So that, like, let's say there's a door here and it's not moving at all. Let's say that a gust of wind is blowing this way and it has 30 Newton force at 5 meters, or that's lever arm, of course. That's just going to be 150 Newton meters. Which again, it's not work, it's not joules. And we'll say that there's a 50 Newton force, a negative, obviously, 3, a distance of 3 away. That becomes negative 150. Summing this up, it becomes a force of 0. So if there's a 30 Newton wind, which is highly unlikely because I don't think wind gets that much, then someone would just have to apply a force that way. Theoretically, they could just apply a 30 Newton force this way such that there is no net force. But yeah, that's just all about equilibrium of torque. So I guess the torque equilibrium of rigid objects. So yeah.